Hey gardeners, welcome to the Urban Gardener channel. Thank you so much for joining with me here today. And boy, oh boy, this season is really cruising by. So it's time now, before summer's over, to do just a little summer garden tour and see what we've got growing on. So all right, gardeners, thank you once again for joining with us here today. I hope that everything's been going great for you and your gardens. I hope you've been getting lots of great things coming out of your gardens. I know we have around here some things maybe not as great as I would hope them to be, but again, this is one of the things I talked about at the beginning of the season, was that I was putting big expectations on myself in order to get a lot of the garden going like I'm used to over the years. But there's some things that are going pretty good and some things that aren't quite going that great. We'll take a look around, like I said, here in just a moment, and go kind of walk around and look at the different things growing around the garden. And one other thing I'll say is that we're not going to really focus on peppers too much, because as everybody knows, we've been doing our pepper guide, and what I'm going to do is also put out a little tour or look around at all of our different individual pepper plants that we have. So I'm not going to include much of them. There's a few, but not much of those in this video. But we're going to go look around at some of the other things that we've got growing on here. And before I do that, though, let me know how your garden's growing. I'd love to hear from all of you down in the comment section below. Let me know what your best plants are, what your best harvests have been. Let me know all about how your gardens have been growing this year. I want to hear all about it. Again, right down in the comments. I know it's been a little while since we've done a video here or a garden journal, look around at our plants and all of that. As those of you who've watched our channel or live streams may very well know that we had this big storm that happened this last month or so ago, and it really just wreaked havoc all over our electronics. I lost all of our internet and computers. I had my editing computer, all of that completely destroyed, had to be replaced. And so now I finally could get back to creating and making some videos. So hopefully we could keep things on track around here. But yeah, that wasn't very fun at all, especially when you were trying to get so much stuff done for all of you guys here as well too. So let's go ahead, take a look around now and see what we've got growing on here. So all right, let's get this tour started. And again, here right at the front of the alleyway, and as I've mentioned before in our earlier season tour, we had the new fence put in here, and we're working on getting a kind of a farm box put up here to offer extra food and all that sort of stuff to neighbors, as well as a cool little, kind of one of those little library, seed library type of thing we're going to do on the side of it here, so folks walking by and all of that can take advantage of some of the things that we have to offer here as we move forward, as I talked about before, in this idea of really building a lot of this stuff up. So again, this year, not so much pressure on how things are turning out and all of that, but as we move forward in our next season, we definitely want to be making sure all of this is going a lot better than, I guess, what we've done this year. Again, because of the fence being built up, I didn't really put as much energy into the things that we were doing here on this side of the garden here and everything. And also too, you see our big towers. I love these towers, but I got to get them fixed up so they hold together just a little bit at the pieces where they connect and all of that. So it's something I got to work on when we get these tomatoes all harvested and pulled out of this area, and then we can really start to work on getting this reshaped back up to what we should be expecting for this next season. But our first plants we're going to be looking at here are these tomatoes. And this one here is a pineapple variety of tomato. As you can see, we've got one here. All of the tomatoes that either have some sort of problem cracking, or say some pests have gotten a hold of them, especially these ones here, I'm letting drop because that's getting us volunteers for the next season as they get growing this next year. So hopefully we'll see some of this tomato or pineapple variety this next season as well too. But it's putting on a couple of more fruits here, which is really nice as we're looking forward to the season cooling off a little bit. These plants have been dealing with a lot of heat wave problems again too here in Southern Oregon. We can get really hot during the summertime, and as you can see, we have a lot of leaf curl on a lot of these plants out here. I've got to get a better irrigation setup for this side of the garden too. Big plans for that this next season as well. And we got a few different varieties of peppers in there. Like I said, we're not going to look too much at our peppers. We'll do that in an upcoming video. Now this one here, again too, these here, last year I grew the pineapple variety here, we grew the sun gold variety here, and we grew a mortgage lifter here as well. And that's what all three of these are, except we had to get some replacement plants from our good friend Adam, as we talked about before previously. And so they're growing nicely, and we're getting lots and lots of sun gold tomatoes coming off of here. In fact, I got to dig in here and harvest up a bunch more as well. But yeah, these things are really, really delicious. But like I said, we grew sun gold here last year, and it dropped some volunteers for us. And we've got a plant here growing right out of the gravel here in front of our big 40-gallon pots here, felt pots here. And as you can see, the fruits on these, they're coming out with some gold coloring and all of that, but they're also maturing into a nice red color as well too. So yeah, coming out with just a little bit of a different look to them in their volunteers that dropped into the ground, but still some nice, good, delicious little cherries coming off of those. And then here's our mortgage lifter that we've got here, and this one here is starting to really produce. We've got lots and lots of tomatoes in the bush here on this plant, so I'm looking forward to harvesting and taking off some of these tomatoes off of that plant there. But yeah, pretty good, not too bad. Again, like I said, with the better watering issues as we move forward, we can start getting some, a lot more healthier, stronger plants in these coming seasons. And then over here is this is kind of my superstar, I think, this year, is my Chicago fig. And it's growing well. We got figs off of it last year and a few off of it the year before, but this year it is just really taken off, and I've already been harvesting and taking off a lot of figs already. Ooh, there's a perfect one too, just popping right off of there. Yeah, let's see if I can't break into that and take a look. Look at that. Yeah, really delicious, really good. I've been getting tons of these figs off of this plant, and I'm looking forward to here real soon taking cuttings and cutting back the plant as well too, and getting some cuttings and give away to a few friends. I know I got to send one off to Norway to my buddy Christopher over there too, to give him a couple of cuttings off of this plant. He's going to send me a few from varieties that he has. But yeah, it'd be great. I also want to try doing some like air layering, and maybe this next season doing some grafting of some of our other varieties, and see if we can't get a few different varieties onto one of our fig plants or trees, I guess. But yeah, this one's doing really well. And then we've got another one right over here too, and it's actually doing really good. I'm gonna see as we cut it back and do some things with it for this next off season, just how well we can get it to really grow for this next year. But yeah, it's putting off some figs on there, and these ones seem to be maybe a little more later season figs, so they are not growing and ripening at the same time that these ones are too, which makes for a good pairing maybe for those, as well as, you can get these early and these ones a little bit later. And then if we can combine them to the same trees, that'll be even better for being able to get seasonal figs off of all of those. But look at this here. You see all of this? In fact, we got some fruits right down in here. But look at this big monster here. Growing all through. It's growing up through this little fig here. It's starting to make its way over onto that one there. But this is all one volunteer plant that popped up kind of right up here next to this fig here. In fact, it popped up out of one of these bricks that I've got here for this little bench. So it popped up out right over there, and it's been growing out and spreading out and doing all sorts of climbing here and there. And look, it's all the way over here too. But yeah, it's starting to put out some fruits now. It's been slow to doing that again. I'm pretty sure the heat has a lot to do with all of that. And again, I don't even know what variety is, as it's a volunteer, but we'll see what we get as some of those fruits start really to ripen up. And then over here too, check this monster out. Look at this one. And this is something I got these tomatoes right from the Heirloom Exposition last year, and these are little spoon tomatoes. In fact, let's see, get down in here so you can see we got these little tomatoes. Let's see if I can grab one of those. We're talking just pea-sized tomatoes on these things. But the one thing I wasn't expecting was the plants to be such big, huge monsters like this. I mean, it's just spreading and growing and all sorts of, probably into the neighbor's yard back there as well too. But yeah, it's really starting to produce little fruits all over, and they're starting to ripen up. And there's still just a ton of flowers left on the plant, more popping up as well too. And again, I think as we are cooling down here out of the real high heat of the summer, I'm sure this thing's gonna just really start outputting a lot of these little tiny pea-sized tomatoes. But yeah, this one's been fun. This one's been fun to watch. Again, too, wasn't expecting it to be such a big, huge, sprawling monster, but really cool in the long run. And then down here, as you can see, we've got a couple of melons, cantaloupe, and then there's also a watermelon in here as well. I think there's a melon right in here. But yeah, these guys are also suffering through the heat and all of that as well too. Lots of leaf curl, just like the tomatoes are, and everything is really, I've got to get in here and get some good maybe drip irrigation set up for this side of the alleyway to be able to make sure that they're more consistently watered. You know, hand watering in some cases during some real heat waves can really get to be hard to complete and get done in a timely manner. And therefore, again, too, our plants suffer through all of that. So again, a lot of these issues right here are mostly user error for sure, but still got some fruits. I mean, look down here, we got some cantaloupe there. There's one there and one over there. So even though the plants aren't looking their best, I'm still hopeful that we're gonna have some nice fruits off of them. And again, there's a melon, like we said, down there. A couple of fruits off of those over there as well too. But yeah, all in all, again, though, you know, not everything's perfect, not everything's great, but for the most part, still pretty decent. And also too, really, I got some fall starts, some broccoli, some cabbage. We went on a trip down to the Ashland greenhouse to get some of their fall starts. And I'm gonna put some of those cabbages and the broccolis in here real soon. I'm just gonna give it another day here as we're starting to cool down. I think we're getting right past our last heat wave, and then we'll start our fall garden. And over here on the side of the house across the way, we've got our peach tree, and everybody knows I love my peaches. It's one of my favorite container trees that we have. And this year, this plant did not disappoint. We got lots and lots of peaches off of it. And of course, they've already been harvested and eaten and used already. But it was just great this year. Really happy about how things turned out with it. Real soon here, though, as the leaves start falling off and this thing's getting ready to go into dormancy, we're going to prune back a little bit. And then I'm also going to replace the pot. We're going to get it into a bigger pot for this next season. And then right over here, we've got this bush, and I've been working on getting ready to pull and yank this thing out. We're going to get it out. We're going to get this all cleared out as we're going to get our first in-ground fruit tree. And it'll be another variety of peaches that I'm getting from the Dave Wilson nursery here in just a few more days as I'm getting ready to head down for a nice little festival in Northern California. And they're going to bring me up a peach tree that we can plant out here and have a really great in-ground peach tree to go along with our container peach trees. So I'm really looking forward to that. This is going to be my next fun big project here. Get this thing out and get us a really great variety of peaches in the ground here. And then I'm also going to work on our pond. We're going to build out our pond a little bit too. We had the little round one, but I'm going to just build this out. We're going to make a nice little pond here to go right along the side of everything here. So this is our side walkway. And yeah, hopefully everything will start looking really nice here for this as well this next season. So now let's work our way into the back patio area. But before we do that, I just wanted to show you this here real quick. I've got this sunflower that volunteered right out of the gravel, just like our tomato, that sun gold derivative variety that we've got. Growing right out of the gravel. Always nice to see some really cool volunteers, especially with this sunflower, because I like to grow different varieties of sunflowers in our garden each year, but that's one of the things I didn't grow this year. And so we got this really cool volunteer that popped up, and it's got a bunch of ripened heads here already, and still got a couple of flowers blooming. So yeah, really nice. I love the volunteers. This one's really cool. Again, it's just growing right here along the alleyway, and you know, cars are passing right by, and it's doing just fine. Right up here behind that sunflower too, got another tomato variety here. This one is a Sweet 100. And it's putting out lots and lots of fruits here for sure. We got to start harvesting more off of that. And that's definitely one of the things that's very plentiful around our garden right now is our different varieties of cherries, as you can see so far. And then we've got this fig, another fig variety here. This variety, again, I don't know the names of these last two varieties I've shown you. I've got to go through my back catalog to go find the name so I can label these properly. Again, another user error for sure. I need to make sure, and we should all make sure that we're labeling things out properly so we can know what they are, especially when I'm trying to show all of you guys. But this one's done really well this year. It was kind of stunted out this last year, and I wasn't sure how well it was ultimately going to do. But yeah, we up-potted it this year, and it's just taken off like crazy, looking really healthy. I think it really likes this spot, so this is going to be a great spot for this to continue to grow into this next season. And yeah, it's putting out some fruit too as well. Not very many as our other plants are, but still I can look forward to that this next season for sure. I'll bet this is going to really give us some really great fruit. And then up next to that, we've got this cantaloupe here that I just planted into this 5-gallon pot. And it's just an extra plant, so I thought I'd put it here at the end of the fence. And look at that. Look at that nice ripe cantaloupe there. I love cantaloupe. It's one of my favorite, but this is one of the great reasons for growing your own stuff. It's because I can never find a really delicious ripe cantaloupe the way we like them. I like them to be nice and ripe, nice and soft and sweet and juicy. And again, you're not going to find that at the grocery stores, at least, you know, not any of the ones I've been to. So growing your own is always the best bet, because I can pull that off right when it's ready, right when I'm ready to eat it and really enjoy it. So we're going to pull this off a little bit later. I'm going to give that a taste test here in just a little bit. But yeah, here we are at the inside fence line here of our back patio. And we got more cherry tomatoes. These are ones I've been growing for years and years. Probably one of my favorite cherry tomato varieties. This is the Prax cherry tomato. This was developed by old-time YouTuber Ray Browning over at the retired Praxis 55712 channel. But I continue to grow these every year. In fact, if you want, I'll show you the plants, but if you want seeds for these plants, get down in the comments section below. Let me know you'd like to get some Prax cherry tomato seeds, and I'll tell you how you can get a hold of me to get some of these and get some growing in your garden next year. They're so awesome. These are just nice, strong, thick stemmed, doesn't grow too ultimately big when it comes down to it, but they produce some really delicious cherry tomatoes. Let's see if we can't find some down in here, but yeah, already some ripening up in there. And these plants are just starting to load up on them right now. So I'm going to be pulling some more off of here and getting some more seeds for some more giveaways here throughout the season. But another thing here as well is that these plants are usually just volunteers for me too. In fact, these first three, I believe, the first three that we have here are volunteers from last season. And then I also got seeds off of those as well. And then I made starts for these other three as we opened up that half of the growing space. So I planted in three of ones that I started out from seed, and then these other three that we have are volunteers, but they're all the same generation, and they're all growing just really, really well. What's up, Georgie boy? So all right, before this video gets a little too long, and I wasn't planning this when I first got started, but these garden tours really can get going as we go through and talk about all the things that are growing on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and split this up into two parts, and we'll have part two coming out real soon. And if you can, real quick here before we finish up this part, hit that thumbs up, click the like button, as well as subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, bell notification to be notified of all of our upcoming videos and live streams. Come check out our live show, Let's Get Growing, as we interview and talk to some of the best garden communicators from around the world. You'll definitely want to come and check us out on the weekends. And then also come check out part two. We'll see you in a minute.